आपका नाम क्या है?
My name is Rakendra.
Very good. Very nice. Welcome. Namaskaram. मेरा नाम धर्म प्रवर्तक आचार्य है। मैं भारतीय नहीं हूँ, लेकिन मैं हिंदू हूँ। One thing that is wonderful about Sanatana Dharma that makes it radically different from any other, let's say, philosophical worldview on earth, is that it incorporates literally every single dimension of who and what we are. So interestingly, a lot of people have this very uneducated misconception about spirituality, that spiritual people care only about the soul and not about the body. That's an uneducated assumption. You know, if you look at the history of Sanatana Dharma, for example, we have something called Ayurveda, where we have rishis, enlightened beings who created an entire science of life. Literally, this means the science of life, knowledge of life, Ayurveda, with the idea that the body has to be taken care of. You see, if you look at Vedic architecture, you have massive temples that are so beautiful, that are so enormous, that are so mind-boggling in their architectural wonder that the greatest engineers of today can't figure out how some of them were even constructed. So we believe in beauty. We believe in taking the things of this world, including even physicality, and using it to its ultimate potential. But this is the important thing. Why? Merely for the sake of having beautiful architecture alone? Why heal the body? Just for the sake of being healed alone and having a healthy body? You see, do we want a serial killer with a really healthy body? Probably not. So merely having a healthy body in and of itself is not the ultimate goal of life. You see, we want to have a healthy body, but more importantly, with the understanding that the healthy body, that the education that we have, that quite literally every single benefit that we have in our life is used both for its own sake, but also for a sake that is beyond itself, and that is the eternal. Because this is the thing. Where will your body be in 200 years? Non-existent. Mine also. Oh, what does this mean? Well, therefore we should not care about the body. Of course not. We take maximal care of the body, but we understand the body in perspective. That's all. We understand everything in perspective. When we go to Blockbuster or wherever and we get a nice Blu-ray and we throw the Blu-ray into the Blu-ray player and we're sitting there watching a movie for 2 hours, are we enjoying ourselves? Of course. However, do we have the idea that my destiny now is to sit here on this couch for the rest of my life and all of eternity watching this 2-hour movie again and again and again? Of course not. Again, watch it with proper perspective, understanding what it is. Yes, let me enjoy it, but let me understand I'm going to enjoy it for 2 hours. I'm not going to sit here until cobwebs start to grow. You see? Perspective. So this is what Sanatana Dharma teaches us. That we are to have a healthy body, love our body, take care of our body. We are to have a healthy mind, love our mind, take care of our mind. We are to have all the possessions that we need. We are to have the comforts that we need. We are to make sure that indeed we have prosperity. We are to make sure that our family is happy. We are to make sure that we do charitable work, dhanam, and that we make sure that, I'm not eating like a pig while a person sitting right next to me is starving to death. Let me also share. We understand all this. However, in proper perspective. And that is that all of these ultimately are tools. And they are tools in order to access that which is eternal, because all the rest of it is temporary. My BMW will not be here in 50 years. I don't have a BMW, by the way. I've got a 98 Concorde. But let's say if I had a BMW, Probably I won't be driving it in 50 years. It'll just be too old. Probably won't even exist in 500 years. It literally will have disintegrated. And on and on. Now, while I have the BMW, am I just going to treat it as if it's of no importance? Oh, just let it fall apart, not change the oil? Of course not. You take care of everything you own. But you own and you take care of the BMW in proper perspective. Understanding that it's a tool. Understanding what the tool is for. And understanding that the tool is not ultimately what gives happiness. That's all. Anything can be destructive or can be its opposite, something that benefits people. I can have a knife, and if I choose to be a killer, I can kill someone with it, or if I choose to be a surgeon, I can use that same knife to do an operation and save someone's life. Is the knife destructive? No. It all depends on what we choose to do with it. That's the important thing. So this ultimately is what is of importance. Let us not look for excuses to not do the right thing, because there is no excuse. We can feed ourselves, we can feed our family. In fact, if we follow the Vedic way, if we follow life in accordance with Dharma, in accordance with the natural way, as God intended it, we can have a life and we can have a civilization, the prosperity of which is unimaginable to us now. Not perfect. Nothing is ever perfect, but much better than what we have now. A world of much more equity, a world of much more justice, a world in which people are civilized again, where people smile at each other on the street and mean it, where people are more loving toward each other, and more, a world in which, as I was saying before, that anxiety is just not there, or at least reduced. Of course, as human beings, we can always choose to give ourselves anxiety. Most human beings choose to give themselves anxiety when they have anxiety. It doesn't just come. It's not like there's anxiety clouds floating around and it kind of lands on someone. You know, people choose to surrender to anxiety. So we can indeed have a better world where both materially and spiritually it's infinitely better than what we have now. Again, this is an unfortunate stereotype that many people have about spirituality. You either have to live as an ascetic, meaning that you're basically sitting on a dung heap naked, or you survive and have happiness in the world. One or the other. One or the other. It's not one or the other. It's never one or the other. Only in the minds of the ignorant is it one or the other. We can have it all. But again, with perspective. With perspective. Acha hai.